I'm Chief Meteorologist Mark Weinberg. He is Rick DeLuca. You're like, Mark, I just saw you on TV. How are you on the stream at the same time? I'm going to be joining you briefly, and Bryce is going to be coming
Oh,
in
you don't have
here.
an evil twin?
No, but we did feel that, you know what, we're going to be covering this obviously on TV, but there's people that might not have access to television right now, maybe driving in their car and want to still know what's going on. So we felt there was some importance in doing this. Rick, we have already seen what we call thunder snow in the area.
There was a loud scream, a collective loud scream from the weather office on this one.
So rare.
There were several strikes around New Albany.
If you would have asked me 24 hours ago on this amount of precipitation that will fall, thunder snow, I would have said there's not enough.
Right.
Nonetheless, it happened. What is thunder snow? Thunder and lightning when it's snowing. A reminder, guys, if you're joining us on our Facebook page, please share the video. What that does is help us get the video out to as many people as possible. If you're joining on my page, Bryce Jones, Rick DeLuca, the WDRB News page, please share the video so you let your friends and family know with the snow ongoing during the drive, you're going to want to get updated. Number two, if you're joining us on our YouTube feed, please click subscribe. That way you know what's going on here. So
the
Rick,
snow has started in Louisville. Just to be completely clear, we have snow now in downtown Louisville. And what's going to happen here is Mark's doing a live newscast. You will see him run out, and then Bryce will jump in. And this is going to kind of be the dynamic moving forward. It's kind of fun to have you here simultaneously while also doing the newscast. But that's the beauty of having Studio C going on. And we're going to be watching this. Here's the thing. We're here for you. We want to make sure if you're about to hit the road, leave, or your kid needs a ride home, practice going on, whatever the circumstance, we are here to help hold your hand and get you through this quick burst of snow. Because that's the thing. It's going to be a quick, intense burst of snow that we'll be dealing with here.
Exactly. It's not that we're talking about a massive quantity.
Right.
But what we are talking about is that it's going to be an impact. The Weather Service was clear on this. Do we agree with these warnings or not? Look, I think at the end of this isn't our decision. We're going to ask you guys what you think, and you can give us your advice, and then we can take that information and move forward. But we'll see when this is all said and done. I think that with it falling during the evening drive, that's the thing to think about here. So, Rick, I'm going to bring in Bryce here momentarily. First, let's start off by looking at the winter weather advisory. This includes all of the counties that were included earlier. I'm handing off to you, Rick. I'm going to go back over to TV. Bryce Jones, I'm giving you the seat, and I'll see you guys on TV, and I'll come back to the stream in a little bit to hang out with you guys again, too.
Listen, you can have the TV on in the background, WDRB News, and then hold your phone and have the live stream. Why choose between one or the other?
Look at that.
Right?
It's like magic.
There he is.
Technology nowadays.
Bryce
man.
Jones joined the building. And Bryce, I was just looking at pavement temperatures.
Oh,
and
yeah,
you can
that's a
speak
good
to this
point.
around. I saw mid-30s around Kentucky Metro, around Louisville Metro, and I saw some low 30s.
Yeah.
So it's cold enough that we'll see some stick.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, especially when you get a little bit of intensity with it. I mean, you get
Right.
any intensity with any of these little snow bursts that start to roll their way on down, it can overcome some of those roads that are still above freezing. So with it being closer to freezing, it's going to make it a lot easier to take over. It's not going to be too hard for that to happen, especially with some of these coming down pretty heavy. Let's take a look around our area. So first of all, Seymour,
Okay.
at the freezing
Tipton
mark.
Street, Walnut Street.
Yep. It's still coming down a little bit there. I'll tell you what, though. Right before, I see about 30 minutes before you came in today, it was pouring up there.
Because they're in that
snow.
deformation
Yeah,
band, right?
yeah, that deformation may kind of clip them a little bit, and now it's kind of making its way south.
It's diving
so.
south. And people may be curious, what is a deformation band? What are you speaking about? Well, this is usually just northwest of the center of a low pressure. And inside that band, there's a lot of stretching aloft and shearing, which creates lift and allows for that, which ends up leading to higher snowfall rates. And that's when you get the snow, which can be moderate and perhaps even heavy at times. And Bryce, that's the band now that is now working into Louisville, which means it's 440, let's say, right?
Yep.
You're about to hit the roads. You probably have some questions on here, and we're going to go through and answer those questions for you. But in the meantime, Bryce is taking us on a little tour in Louisville.
Whoop, whoop, whoop.
There it is.
There it is. It's pouring now, and of course, 4:40 in the afternoon. One would think, of course, how's this going to affect afternoon roads?
I think it's important to emphasize that we have an advisory out, but impacts are big.
Oh yeah.
But the amounts will not be.
No,
If you don't have to be out within this window and you can wait it out, that's probably in your best interest. Although temperatures do get colder tonight, and we'll back down below freezing, so it's something we'll watch very carefully here. But in the meantime, this is some snow, which is going to impact your Tuesday evening commute.
Yep.
So you have to be careful. Take a slow. There's Bryce, you can speak to this. the diversity of people driving.
Oh man,
the skill set is not equal across the board.
People can't drive when it's 75 and sunny out, so you know they're not gonna be able to drive in this. So Mike Marshall's got traffic updates with you right now as well. You can have WDRB on, as Rick mentioned, while you're watching this. If you want to know traffic before you leave work real quick, let's take a look at some photos and videos coming out around our area. Check out Floyd's Knobs, nice pretty snow. And you know, a lot of people were asking the last couple of days, and really last week or so, since we had the big one last week, about what a snow ratio is. And all that comes down to basically is how warm or how cold you are in the atmosphere. It affects how much liquid the snowflake has. So in a day like today, when we're flirting right around or maybe even just above freezing, you're going to get these big old fat, heavy snowflakes out there, but they don't stack up and add up so easily like the fluffy ones do. They compact each other because they're heavy. But when it's super cold, like what it was this past couple of weeks or so, you get these super high snow ratios. And Rick, that's when you can start to add them up really quick. And that's when they're like very fluffy. They're not very snowball, snowman type of snow.
Saturday snow is that fluff. The fluff, the powder, which you could go ahead, take the leaf blower and knock it right off your car. This is not that kind of snow. It may require the brush with the ice scraper on the end to clear off your windshield. You know, maybe locations that got a little bit more shovel. But the fact that we are getting multiple reports, look at this, Bryce. I have more thunder snow. Ryan Alleman said he was outside when the thunder snow happened in the Knobs. We have a viewer comment on Facebook. Hanover is slick, snow covered, and it's still coming down from Oregon.
So nevertheless, let's take a look at the radar. So Seymour, that's starting to come to an end now. Louisville, we're starting to get into the brunt of this stuff right now. So let's take a closer look at it. First of all, it's starting to come across Ohio River. We just showed you what it looked like from downtown. But once you take a little bit of a closer look, this is when you'll start to see what's going on. So about 15 minutes ago or so, and we'll kind of backtrack a little bit here for you. But I'm not sure if the lightning will show. There it goes. So you see these two little lightning strikes right here? That's basically telling us that there's some thunder snow out there. So if you I guess if you heard the thunder snow, let us know. Me, you, Mark, I think Matthew as well, even though he's off, have all posted kind of like, thunder snow, you know, it's kind of like we're geeking out a lot. If you have a video of it, you just happen to be recording the snow and that happened, by all means, tag Rick DeLuca, myself, or Mark, or one of our team members in that.
We'll probably watch it like 25 times.
Oh, yeah. You don't get that very often around here. And I don't think we had any reports of that the last time from last week either. So getting a little bit of spoiled with that one now. But.
All right, so radar just updated there, Bryce.
Yep, so this one is thunder snow. Of course, that one's gone now. But now this is starting to move into Louisville. And actually, there's another little lightning strike right there.
There it is. We have thunder snow.
In the metro.
Right?
Confirmed.
All right.
In the metro.
Around Jefferson Street. This is just to the west of Shawnee.
Yep.
Yeah, that is thunder snow now in Louisville.
Yep.
Didn't think I'd say that today.
I know, right? I didn't think we were going to either. So look, if you're about to head out from work, you're like, man, all right, my boss, can you let me leave early? Try to beat some of the snow. If you're leaving now, first of all, take it easy. Second of all, if you have to travel along I-71, too late, you're going to have to drive through it anyway. You may as well take your time. 65 in and out of downtown through Hospital Curve, starting to see that, and the snow is now progressing down toward the Waterson. So it's going to make its way across the Waterson probably here in the next few minutes or so. The Waterson should be covered with snow falling, not necessarily by snowfall on the ground per se. But when it's coming down this heavy, and you can kind of see these kind of darker bands of blue here, Rick, it's gonna cover some roads.
The visibilities are gonna go down. That's without question.
100%.
That's gonna be the first kind of hazard. Okay.
Yep.
The second hazard is the fact that the roads will become snow covered pretty quickly. That is not a good combination that you want to have when we have as many people on the road as we do during a Tuesday afternoon drive. Now, the roads are pretty salty. They are almost pure white.
Yeah.
But we've seen a lot of melting today, washing away some of the salt. So there's wet roads. It's going to take it a second for it to start sticking. But because we have intensity, it's going to overcome any sort of warmth that we've generated on the pavement, which really isn't that much. They're still hovering out in the 30s or so. But this is really good, intense snow coming through the Louisville. And this band, it's going to take some time to get through. I would say, if you don't like driving in the snow, the next hour to hour and 15 minutes, they are not looking good for you.
Sure. I mean, if we play this back over the last hour, I mean, you can see that it's taken its sweet time. I mean, it has literally moved from like Georgetown, Greenville area, all the way now into about where the Waterson is. That's taken about an hour. So slowly but surely, this stuff's going to continue to make its way further to the southeast. And the kind of path that this is taking, Rick, is also important because it's not going to last very long. It'll be couple, maybe a few hours worth of some of the snow falling.
Right.
And then it's going to basically end almost as quickly as it came. But for now, that heaviest snow is starting to roll into the Louisville area. Let's pull up that downtown cam again. Woo,
There it
buddy.
is. Trust me, downtown Louisville is somewhere.
Man.
It's somewhere
Yeah.
somewhere back there. You want to take that full just to
Yeah, absolutely.
get us out of the way. You don't need to see our face.
wrong
Well,
one.
hi.
Yeah, take a look at
Look
that.
at that. That is snow coming down in Louisville. It is 4:46 p.m. You know, just beginning the commute. We have thunder snow in West Louisville, and if you're in the rest of Jefferson County, the south side, just outside the Waterson, you're like, what snow are these clowns talking about? Just hang in there. Your turn's coming. Trust me. It is pressing mainly east, but also south and
Yep.
east. So that does mean that the opportunity is going to be there, and we will be walking you through this.
Yep.
But for now, Bryce, that I can't imagine is fun to drive.
I was just about to say, Peggy Hart on Facebook just mentioned the Waterson is snow covered. Now, I'm not sure where on the Waterson that she's talking about, but that does kind of give you a little bit more of that
I think
confirmation there.
Yeah, pretty much the whole thing will be snow covered shortly.
Yeah,
here. It's
I
moving
would-
over Goldsmith Lane,
Yep.
Poplar Level, Newburgh. This is definitely taking over a good chunk of the metro, and will spread south and east.
Yep.
If you're in the southeast portion of the metro and you haven't gotten to the snow just yet, trust me, that snowfall is definitely sliding in your direction. Now, here's the cool part. We can answer some questions, Bryce. Just,
Yeah.
you know, since we have the snow in the metro, we can leave that behind us.
Yep.
What do you say?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. And let's just try to. So we got Cody Atkins saying nothing in Hillview yet.
It's coming.
It's coming.
It's coming.
Thunder snow in Jeffersonville. We have
Hey,
another report of thunder
all right,
snow.
Jolene.
Jolene for the report. And here's a good opportunity. If you know friends and family who are about to hit the road, share this video with them. Tell them we're on. Let them know if you have any concerns, questions, or just want to join the conversation, because that's pretty much what this is. You're just hanging out with us as the snow slides on by, and we just want to help you out. At the end of the day, keeping you guys safe is the reason we're here. So utilize us, you know.
Yeah,
It's
100%.
that's our mission, and we're getting some questions now.
Sure.
Is Bullitt County? Well, I missed it. Is Bullitt County staying dry today? Kimberly, no.
Nope.
Bullitt County, you will end up getting some of this snow.
Yeah.
It's not going to be a major snow maker. It's the timing. It's the fact that it's coming through during the height of the evening commute. That's why we're going to see issues, because at this point, the roads won't be getting any better.
Right.
They're only going to get worse.
Right. And it'll take a little bit longer for Bullitt County simply because of the path that this is taking. It's not moving due south. It's moving kind of east-southeast. So Louisville is just now getting covered by what was over Georgetown. Bullitt County, it's going to take a little bit. Probably what's over near Oil, Indiana, maybe a little bit south of Crandall, Indiana. That's going to probably be what's heading toward your area. So we still got a little bit until that gets over toward Bullitt County. But, I mean, in the metro, it is here. It's coming down. And, of course, it's kind of the worst timing right for the afternoon commute. It's passing over the Waterson now. It's going to start to get closer to PRP, Valley Station, Auburndale, Newburgh area. And we're starting to move into parts of J-Town.
Yeah. I just looked at the high res, Bryce, and it shows a little, for Bullitt County purposes, it shows a little bit of rain mixing in there as well, which means, and it looks like this doesn't really capture this snow band, the high resolution model data as well as it could. So I would say rain to snow possible for you in Bullitt County. Here's the thing. It's not the fluffy snow. It's the heavy cement kind of snow, really big, wet, fat flakes. And it's like the ones you hold your hand out. It's like, how big is that? Like the size of a quarter? Like
I mean, they're coming down.
It's coming down, and it's the heavier snow. You're gonna have to shovel. Maybe the sidewalk if you're trying to leave now.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, Bryce. We only have one day over the next 7 with highs, which are below freezing. Just one.
Hallelujah.
The frigid finish line. We have crossed it. We've made it here. Yeah, it gets colder after the system, but compared to where we were with the heat on constantly, Bryce and I had this conversation yesterday. If you want to pull us up, I want to see where everyone's at with this. So, you know what we're talking about. Utility bill.
Oh man, the utility bills, they're gonna be rough. I mean,
I just got mine. I got mine yesterday.
did you? Is it bad?
It's not good.
It's not bad. It's bad. Yeah. 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 I mean,
you know it when you hear HVAC running.
Yeah, it just kicks on and kicks on. It may turn off for like, we've been so cold it turns off for like 5 minutes. And then it kicks right back on again, especially with these super cold mornings that we've had.
Yes.
I mean, it doesn't last very long.
Yeah. We have a winter weather advisory, but we don't have any cold weather advisories. We don't have extreme cold warnings, which is at least we're starting to make steps in the right direction. I know some people love snow, want more snow, while others are saying now that it's on the ground and it's all dirty, it would be nice to kind of thaw out and get rid of some of that, which is what we're going to be doing. And that leads to my next point. Yeah. No potholes today, but those potholes are going to be expanding and growing over the next week or so.
When we dry out for a little bit and warm up, melt some of this stuff, I mean, it's not going to be fun, to say the least. Let's time out the rest of your afternoon, then we're going to show you the updated snow totals, and we'll take some more reports and questions. By the way, keep the reports coming. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, I'm sorting through those. Don't worry.
Yeah, it helps out a lot dictating what radar is saying versus what's actually happening. So right now, with the snow's coming down, you go toward 5 o'clock, and the data starts to show a little bit of that sleet trying to mix in, mainly in the southern half and south of Louisville. That could cut down a little bit on some of the totals in our area, but you'll see that the snow doesn't last very long. Here's an hour and a half from now. We go for the next couple of hours or so. It should be completely out of Louisville by around like 8 or 9 o'clock. And then we shut it down. Now, overnight tonight, and I think it's important to mention, Rick, especially for our southern Kentucky communities, and you can kind of see the data showing a little bit of snow and some sleet and freezing rain down there. It's the chance for some freezing drizzle in some of our south central Kentucky counties tonight.
Yeah, that's the thing. Just a little thin glaze of ice can make all the difference, and that's something we'll be watching very carefully. That's, even just drizzle. And that's the thing. When it's heavy freezing rain, it can't accrete as well. When it's drizzle, usually every single drop you get tends to stick to elevated surfaces, especially.
So in many ways, like freezing drizzle is almost, it's not worse than it like pouring freezing rain, but it sticks to everything. None of it's going to run off the side of the power lines or the poles or anything like that. So here's what we have for updated snow totals right now. So we talked about the deformation band forming just on the northern side of the low, which happens all the time. This is what we've got for now. So that 1 to 3 that covers parts of Madison, Scottsburg, heading over to like Bedford, Kentucky, Salem, Indiana. That's where that deformation band set up earlier, and where we got a lot of those pictures and videos from you guys of it really puking snow. Louisville, we've still got up to an inch, and as Rick DeLuca mentioned earlier, it's like it's not a ton of snow adding up, but when it comes down heavy like this, and especially considering the time of the day,
it's going to get slushy.
That's when it starts to get a little tricky.
Slushy is the one term I would use to describe the evening commute.
Yeah. 100%. So we're going to flip back over to radar. We're going to check out this out a little bit. We'll take some questions as well from you guys as we continue to go on here. So across the metro, again, it is almost swallowed all of Louisville.
Closing.
It's almost there. It's closing in on the Snyder. So if you're heading out, most people get off here in about 5-6 minutes or so. If you have to drive along the Snyder, you're probably going to run right into it either direction as soon as 5 o'clock hits. So that's going to be a few more of those slick spots that we're going to run into coming up later on this afternoon.
Busy afternoon.
Man, it's not going to be fun. It's really not going to be fun. Katie, I hope I answered your question there, talking about accumulations around our area. Let's see. Roads are very slick in Scott County. I believe it. A little bit of a wintry mix in J-Town right now.
Okay, so they're probably getting a little bit of sleet in there.
Yeah, on the kind of leading edge of that snow as it's rolling its way on in. Data even kind of picked up on a little bit of it, and you can kind of see a little bit of it right here as I kind of zoom in a little bit for you. Down near the Auburndale area, you see data's trying to pick up on what exactly is happening right over the Knopp area. That's probably some sleet trying to mix in there, maybe a little bit of cold rain. But this is a pretty quick switch over, and I think, honestly, it's a pretty fine line between the snow and just plain old cold rain. So most of the cold rain is currently still staying down to our south. It's trying to fill its way on in. But I tell you what, Rick, it's that cold rain to our south. It's struggling a little bit. We're having some problems trying to get some of that moisture on the southern side of this. So this is kind of the main show that's rolling into Louisville
For
right
sure,
now.
absolutely, no doubt about
Yep.
it. Sleet coming down in Meade County. That report from a YouTuber, Ellie Mae. Thank you, Ellie Mae,
Yep,
for joining
absolutely.
us. Rebecca saying, "Oh, I just got the driveway done." Rebecca, don't worry. This won't be too much of a cleanup hassle. And
Yeah.
if you don't want to shovel it and you can wait, then looks like we'll get a little bit of help in the coming days from Mother Nature.
Thank goodness.
Yes.
Giant flakes in New Albany. All caps.
All caps.
I was gonna say all caps.
That's how you
giant
know.
flakes.
That's how you know. All snow here in Middletown. This is great. This is why we love having you're like our weather warriors out there, because
You
we can
really
look at
are.
radar, but sometimes radar gets fooled and doesn't show the proper precipitation type.
Yeah.
All snow in Middletown. From Jenny, rain, snow mix at Worldport. Thank you, Ashton,
Nice.
for that report. Loved hearing from you. Sleet coming down hard in Battletown, Meade County. Courtney reported that. Thanks.
Yeah.
See, this is awesome. You guys
It is
are
awesome. Scenarios like this is like perfect, and the reason why we do these streams. I think Mark moved our camera for us a little bit here for the downtown camera. Give you a little bit of a better view. It's still coming down good now in Louisville. Now, when you're this high up, it's going to be a little difficult to see how fat those flakes are.
You can kind of see the roads.
Yeah.
that, you know, they're still
That's a
holding
good
up
point.
despite the fact that the snow's coming down. The only thing I can think is that there's so much salt on there, it's buying us a little more time. I don't believe it's going to stay that way forever, but that's why I keep saying slush.
Yeah.
Because of the melting, there's like puddles.
Yeah.
Just coming
but
in,
that
there's a
can
lot
still
of
be really slick too.
exactly. And you get some snow hitting it,
Yeah.
and before you know it, when temperatures get cold enough, then that kind of gets a little, a little heavier, a little slushier, and maybe even icier later on tonight. Which I know people are curious. We have snow now. What does it mean for the Wednesday morning drive? Because this isn't the only commute. This is the commute that will have the highest impact.
Right.
The second highest will be tomorrow morning. Anything untreated or that hasn't, been touched or removed, you will probably have some slick spots unless you are proactive and get out there tonight, which again, my advice would be to wait. This tapers off later on this evening around 8, 9 or so. If you want to go out and just brush whatever snow you have away, if there's enough to even warrant that, then I would do it. Throw some salt down, and that will make your Wednesday morning drive certainly a little bit easier. But this is definitely the commute, Bryce.
Yeah.
That's going to take the main hit.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think down in like South Central Kentucky, I think if we get any of that freezing drizzle, that's kind of where that really Wednesday morning commute may be a little more tricky.
Right.
Because the good thing is that with this type of snow, with it being mainly onset snow in Louisville, is that if anything gets covered, it shouldn't be too hard to get off. If any of the plows go up and kind of just go one little wave over any road, it should be able to clear a lot of it off. So, but how long will it last? Robert Edwards on YouTube is asking. So we're expecting this to be on out of here, I'd say probably by 10 o'clock at the latest, if not a little bit earlier.
And it will lighten up too.
Yeah, it will lighten up. The brunt of it's kind of moving through now. It's just the timing of it that kind of sucks. It's like, man, right when everybody's leaving work and rush hour is going to be rough, and there's still maybe a few school buses out right now too.
Yeah.
So that's something to keep in mind as you head out for the rest of the afternoon, because you're about 40 seconds from getting off work now. And that snow is starting to completely swallow.
Well, you are supposed to too.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Not me. I'll be here till 11:30.
So Lucas like, yeah,
Yeah, it's like, who are you?
I just started. So Valley Station, PRP, you're starting to get into the brunt of this now. Auburndale, seeing a little bit of the mix. So someone mentioned the Worldport at UPS, seeing a little bit of the mix in there. That's probably coming from this little batch right here that's on the front edge of this system that's trying to mix in a little bit of the cold rain, maybe a little bit of sleet in there as it continues to make its way further to the east. But, I mean, if you're traveling along the Waterston right now, or you're about to, it's not going to be a fun drive. Take your time. Leave plenty of room in between you and the car in front of you, because it's going to be easy just to and you never know how people are treating their tires. There's some people out there where their tires are bald, and it's not going to be easy to stop.
No, that's extra space. And I always say, I'm more concerned with everyone else. It's not, you can only control your car and what you do, but you cannot control what other people are doing out on the roads. And, usually the Tuesday rush, there's you want to get home. And now people maybe have a little extra sense of urgency.
Come on.
Yeah, we're trying to get through the snow. And we have huge flakes in PRP. Hayden is asking about JCPS tomorrow. We do not make that decision. So in order for you to get an answer to that, you're gonna have to wait. But this is a quick hitting event. I would imagine crews will have plenty of time to get out and get things back to where they were.
Right.
I don't want to say perfect because they weren't perfect to begin with. The back roads are, you get in some of those neighborhoods and you get off.
My neighborhood road is iced over completely still. My dad came over yesterday when I was here at work. My mom was watching my daughter. And my dad was like, "Oh, I'll come over and see her," and they were playing or whatever. And he works for JCPS too, and he drives one of those big old delivery trucks for JCPS. And he tried to leave in front of my house and just got stuck.
He got stuck.
He tried to have my garbage man with their big old garbage truck try to push him out, and they couldn't even get him out. So they had to have somebody come pull him out.
No way.
I had to help a mailman out the other day.
So is he okay with you sharing this information?
Hope so.
Too late. Better to ask for forgiveness than permission.
There you go. He posted it, so.
Okay, all right. Mr. Jones, I did not ask him to share that information.
Rebecca, have Mark Weinberg on TV and you guys on my phone. That's awesome. This is exactly why we do this.
Thank you, Rebecca.
That way when, TV, you got to get to the news, you got to get to other important stuff. So if we run out of time with weather, you want to know a little bit more about a specific area, you can ask us questions. Listen to what Mark is saying. Come here, ask us a specific question, and we can answer it.
We're just covering the now. And Mark is covering the future, and what is obviously happening now is important, but he's going to get you through the rest of this too. This is kind of just a hyper focus on what's happening at the moment, because if you look outside right now, almost everyone inside the Snyder, almost everyone.
Yeah, it's almost gotten all the way in the Snyder now.
Is seeing some snow, and it varies in intensity. A little lighter on the southern side, and definitely heavy on the northern side. That snow is coming down in Louisville.
It is coming down. Let's go back to that. Camera again.
Chelsea saying, are you expecting any more snowstorms like Louisville just recently had? Chelsea, the answer is no. That was definitely, when you get near 6 inches of snow, that's not one of the ones you see every once in a while. The pattern actually, once we get through this 5-day period, looks warmer. How warm? Maybe even above average. And our average this time of year is in the mid-40s. We have 50s. We're going to be flirting with 50s, and that's going to really allow for the snow and whatever ice you have to start to melt away. And that warmer pattern means more mixed precip, not a pure snow, nothing like we saw a couple of weeks ago. This is just going to kind of be a quick little hitter. It'll be in. It will be out of here in several hours. And then after that, it does look like we are, aside from Friday, out of a real snowy pattern. We could see some light snow showers here on Friday. But beyond that, it just gets too warm. So that's why I'd say the next 5 days or so, while we have another chance, it's not going to be a major snowstorm or anything. And Bryce has pulled it up. You can actually see the flakes.
Yeah, I mean, they are huge. If you can see that high up, this is on top of the 800 building, by the way, downtown. You see that car driving on the road, not really having too many problems. It doesn't look like. I'm sure it's kind of slushy, like Rick mentioned, but a lot of these roads are holding up pretty well for now.
Salt trucks are out.
That's good to know.
Yeah,
it's really good to know.
Just heard some in Fern Creek, the salt trucks are out. Forgot who gave me that information, but thank you for that.
Holly Ann Hagan said that. There we go.
Okay.
Yep.
Someone asking how much Louisville's going to get. This is Carrie Jackson.
Yeah.
It's going to be under an inch of snow. Under an inch of snow, slushy stuff, wet, pretty messy. And Bryce has pulled the map back up for you. So up to an inch of snow. You have snow coming down right now. Yeah. You're not going to measure anything really more than an inch. Yeah. And it's going to be the heavy cement kind of snow, not the fluffier stuff.
Yeah, I mean, there could be a couple little local spots in that white shading that managed to get like 1.3 or 1.2 or whatever. But I mean, if we're forecasting 1/10 of an inch of snow, then then we're robots. So it's nobody can do that.
No.
The computers can't do it. It comes down way too close to that. But that deformation zone is kind of the main band there that's rolling on its way on down. So let's see. So I had somebody ask. Actually, I had somebody text me just a second ago about plans. If they have afternoon plans, evening plans, you're heading to like a class, you're heading to the store, something like that coming up. I think it's just to take it slow. I don't think this is a cancel all afternoon plans kind of thing. But if you have to head out within the next hour, I'd say at least, you're just going to take your time. this isn't a stay inside scenario, but it's definitely if you don't have to go out right now, you probably don't want to anyway, especially afternoon commute, rush hour.
Visibilities are bad.
Visibilities are,
and
especially
road
on the
conditions
interstates.
are going down.
Yeah.
So you're going to be on a lot of the main roads, you should be okay for now, but the road conditions will only get worse from here on out. And the visibilities are going to stay the same. We have intense, heavy snow coming down in Louisville. We had thunder snow in West Louisville, which does imply we have intense snowfall rates. And the thing is, when snow's falling, it just sort of you tend to get a little anxiety. There's some snow anxiety out there driving on the snow. If you're not comfortable with it, I completely understand. And let's say you have a kid getting out of an event, you have to go get him. Well, like I said, I would say the visibilities are bad now. If you have the option to wait for the snow intensity to come down, then plan on the visibilities being better.
Yeah.
But the roads may be a little bit worse in that kind of scenario. But there are salt trucks now starting to get out there. Carly's saying, wait, where's Mark?
Mark's on TV.
Turn on WDRB News. He's going to be popping back and forth here. It's 5:06. He probably just did a first weather, so he may
be coming back over here in a minute.
He
may be listening to us right now.
Probably is.
Mark, are you coming back?
He probably is. He's got this place bugged. I swear. He's got it bugged.
There you go. Oh, man. Rain with snowflakes starting in Valley Station. That's good. Hillview, so South Louisville.
Speak of the devil.
Yeah, there he is. We were just talking about you.
Yeah. People were asking, where's Mark? And we told them. Barbara said, are you scuba diving?
Yeah.
If you pull that full force.
I'll switch you out, Mark. What is it, 5:07? My drive home's not going to be fun.
Nah. Well, just take your own advice, Bryce.
I can't stay, so you can't leave yet.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah, take your own advice.
So
go slow.
We definitely have a lot of reports here. So I figured I would come back over and talk here real quick with you, Rick. So what we know right now is that where it's falling at its most intense, we're getting some issues with the roads deteriorating. Our Richard Essex, remember, was in Scott County.
Yeah.
So Scott County, when that heaviest was falling, it briefly covered the side roads. After the heaviest fell, in the now, it's already back to fully wet.
Really? Okay. That's good information.
So I thought that was interesting. We have had a lot of reports around Metro of the thunder snow. What we believe is, assume that you guys the same, is that it was those initial 2 strikes.
Yeah.
That everybody just kind of heard rumbling around the area. But you need to be careful. Like, we've got issues. I just spoke with Mike Marshall. We're seeing some of those issues, specifically some areas. Waterson, he said very specifically inside the Waterson is where we have a lot of our problems right now. When we're looking down at some of those roads from the camera network, what we're seeing is some snow-covered roads in the grooves where the wheels and tires aren't rolling over a lot. I think when this one's all said and done, you probably would come back to the fact that I don't know if an advisor would have been necessary in Louisville had this not occurred in the core of the commute. And I assume that's what you guys feel as well.
That's what we kept saying. It's the timing. The fact that we have heavy snow in Louisville with low visibilities and deteriorating roads at 5:09. That's not ideal.
It's not ideal. And I hope, one thing I want to say here, by the way, Megan just said 2.5 to 3 inches in Scott County. That's where we had the 1 to 3 as well. That's exactly what we called that. One thing I want to say here, let's take the speeds down now. Rather than waiting for the snow to start to fall, I think what happens, Rick and I both grew up in an area where we were kind of used to some snow. And when you knew snow was coming, you take the speeds down maybe 10, 15 miles an hour. The second you see the flake, maybe you take it down another 10.
Right.
That way you're kind of prepared and ahead of the game. I think.
And you mean let off the gas. Don't hit the brake.
Exactly.
Do not hit the brake. Yeah, and that just ease up. You probably learned the same way I did, but my father was like, passage of rightage. You get out in the snow.
Passage of rightage. Did you hear that?
What am I looking for? Rite of passage. Rite of passage.
What is wrong with you, man?
I haven't had caffeine yet today. My brain is still. Rite of passage. Sorry, my brain is backwards. But that was like the way he taught me. I'm not encouraging you to do that, but if you really don't like driving in the snow, taking it slow is the best way. But
Absolutely.
if you don't have to be out, just don't do it. If it makes you nervous and you don't like doing it and you don't have to drive, this is not a good time to run in the store because you forgot something.
Right.
Yeah, and you can wait. You can wait because this is not going to last all that long. Can't believe I just said that.
And I don't know. I don't even understand what Rick just said, but I'm going to leave it at that. Rick, I'm going to go back and get a little more caffeine, and I'm gonna
Can
just
you
leave.
pour me a stout glass of some caffeine?
I'll have some caffeine waiting for you when you get back here.
Tea.
Bryce, you're back in, my friend.
Thanks for joining us, Mark. So yeah, that was I need caffeine. Anyways, is Louisville supposed to get snow? Yes, it is snowing in Louisville right now, Joseph.
Look outside, buddy. Well, okay, I say that. Hillview, if you consider yourself Louisville, it's coming. Mount Washington, it's coming. Jefferson County is completely filled in with some of the snow rolling its way on.
There you go.
Now,
Yeah,
so.
it looks like Hillview, Mount Washington, trying to get maybe a little mix before. There we go. Maybe switching back over to some snow.
Yeah, there you go. That's a good radar update right on the nose that you were talking about it. If you have to go up along 71, Crestwood, LaGrange, Campbellsburg, Newcastle, Eminence, Christiansburg's getting a lot of this right now. Simpsonville as well. Just to lift some major interstates off for you here. 64, 71, the Snyder, basically any interstate in Metro Louisville, you're going to run into some of that heavy snow falling right now. All right. If we go up into southern Indiana, Henryville's starting to lighten up a lot. You can see that becoming pretty light along 65 in both directions. Memphis, it gets a little heavier the further south that you go, getting close to 265. If you go north of Henryville on 65, it should start improving a lot from there. So that's just to list some of the major interstates there, DeLuca. I know we had a lot of folks in southern Indiana that watch, which we really appreciate you, by the way.
Yeah.
That's starting to slowly back off a little bit.
The heavy band has left you.
Yeah.
What's replacing that are some sporadic snow showers and some flurries. You have now made it through the most intense snow if you were up in Scottsburg, but that's after you just picked up a solid, 2 inches of some wet, heavy cement-like snow. You're going to have to get out and brush off your car. Now, we have a lot of reports. First off, people on YouTube, thanks for subscribing. Keep them coming. We love to keep this party, going. But big fluffy flakes from Angie Smith have left the northeastern part of Jeffersonville. Now we have the fine snow.
How about that? Now that's what I call a weather report right there.
Weather report. Angie, well done. Thank you so
much.
That's
awesome,
Angie. So we also have raining in Hillview. So that means that mix has now made it to Bullitt County.
Yeah.
That mix will quickly go over to some pure snow. And when that snow starts, it's coming down. Sleet more than snow in Valley Station. These reports are awesome.
Sleet more than snow. That's important. Jennifer White that mentioned that.
Because you lose the intensity.
Exactly. And when you lose the intensity, you're also losing out on what we call QPF, which is basically just the liquid that's falling. If sleet is eating up on some of that, that's going to take out some of those snow totals. Look back to last week. The sleet got in there. It infiltrated it for like 3 hours.
Right.
It dropped the snow totals a lot. And that's really taking us. That's really.
Go back to me. I should have.
Look at me.
If you talk, hold on.
me.
If you talk.
Do you think you can do it?
Okay, so you talk.
All right, you ready?
Try it.
Louisville's got heavy snow coming down right now across our area. You don't want to be outside driving right now. If you are, you really want to take it slow.
Right. We tried.
I was you're speaking of us talking for each other here. People get us mixed up all the time, by the way. I had somebody this weekend when I was streaming, it was like, Rick, we don't want the snow on Tuesday. And I got on here, I said, who? I said, I'm not Rick.
The back of the head really too, like they never really know. But Bryce is like my younger brother, so that's love working with him, and we like to have fun, maybe trick some people. Maybe next time I have to work and you can, pull a little switcheroo. But anyways, the reports are coming in. Heavy snow, big flakes in Jeffersonville. Drive safe. Thank you for the information. Yeah. Sleet with light snow in Shepherdsville from Sarah Grubbs on YouTube. Heavy snow, Valley Station, from Ferran. And then Ashley says, you do look a little like, so.
Thank you, Ashley.
Thank you, Ashley. Well, yeah, I guess. Whatever. And then Jamie saying, stay home, people. Roads are getting bad.
Yeah.
Sleet in Fairdale. And again, we're getting a lot of reports. It seems to be the consensus now that roads are getting bad quickly. Yeah. Eastern Parkway, Germantown from Jennifer. Large, heavy snow coming down, Jennifer. Thank you so much. More than an inch from JoJo. I would say about.
Yeah, I'd say around.
Unless you're in that zone that goes from, Indiana to northern Kentucky, where you probably already got the heaviest snow. you're getting out of that now. Just snow showers for the rest of the evening hours.
Okay.
That rhymed. I didn't mean to.
I did though. Leo on YouTube is talking about some thunder snow over in Crestwood. Let me see if I can. I'm not seeing anything popping up on radar. Doesn't mean it hasn't happened. Let me go back a couple of frames here, but that's interesting that we've gotten a few reports of that. When we had the one in New Albany, it always brings up that Jim Cantori meme. Where he's flipping out. I can't remember where he was, but
he goes, "It's a twofer."
Yeah, it's a twofer. Jim's he's an OG. He's an OG. Yeah. He's one that everybody knows. Everybody knows.
Austin says 100% chance of bad driving. That's pretty funny.
That's absolutely correct. Oldham County, you're kind of in the brunt of it right now. So where we heard the report out of Crestwood about the thunder snow there, that's kind of where the heaviest part's coming down right now in Oldham County is right along both sides of 71. So from Crestwood getting up to LaGrange now, Todd's Point, Chestnut Grove, look, all these back roads right here, these county roads, even though you may consider them a main road all through here, they're not going to be fun to drive over within the next about half hour or so. Now, as Mark mentioned earlier, Richard Essex right now is up in southern Indiana. He was on a bridge, I think it was in Scottsburg, got completely snow covered in like 10 minutes, and then 15, 20 minutes later, it went away, and it was just plain old wet again. So a lot of these roads are going to be rough for a little bit, but they should improve fairly quickly. But the fact of the matter is, Rick, is that it's 5:17 in the afternoon, so everyone's going to be out in it.
Yeah, the 9 to 5 is usual. Some people get off 5:30.
Yeah,
and then 6. Maybe getting close to the cutoff. Justin says by UPS getting slammed by snow, coming down heavy, huge snowflakes in Pewee Valley. Good snow in Elizabeth, Indiana. Another YouTuber.
Oh yeah, right on the other side of the river.
Bruce Richardson. Used to live in Hillview, live in Clinton County now. All rain there.
Let's take a look to the south for just a second. You can see some of the moisture trying to creep its way on in now. So we talked about this for the last couple of days where it would take a little bit for these things to phase, that cold rain trying to get up through Kentucky to meet up with the snow. It's starting to happen a little bit. And when you take a little bit of a closer look here, DeLuca, you're getting a little bit of a flip-flopping scenario going on here. Hodgenville, New Haven, heading over toward Willisburg, just south of around Lebanon Junction, and just south of the Bardstown area. So
I would say it's safe to say where it's lighter, it's probably liquid.
Yeah.
Where it's heavier, it's probably a bit more frozen.
Yeah, absolutely. And they're in that mainly rain category on our snow map, if you remember us showing you that. So the further south you are, the more like you're going to run into some of that more of the cold rain, mixing in with a couple flakes in there. But the main show, Louisville, it's happening right now, baby. Corydon through Jefferson County, through Shelby County. 64, I guarantee you, is not fun right now.
No, not fun right now. Would you do me a favor and take that full real quick, just so they can just get a glance of radar and really see it. That's what you're getting right now.
Yeah, I mean, Louisville's still completely covered up. Now, again, a lot of this is moving west to east here. So what's over in Corydon right now, just for an example here, a lot of this is probably moving down through PRP, then moving across through Okolona, then moving into northern Spencer, then moving toward Harrisonville. So a lot of that's kind of moving northwest to southeast, almost a due easterly kind of path here. So I'll go over the last about hour and give you guys a little bit of a path and a little bit of a look here what this did look like and what it has looked like over the last few hours. So you'll see a lot of that, what showed as rain back to the west is now starting to get filled back in again. As this continues to move its way off east. 64 in southern Indiana right now is probably a little bit of a mess. You're probably going to have a lot of slick spots, a lot of slushy conditions there. And we're starting to see some more of that moisture fill its way in back into our Kentucky counties now. So if you're watching from E-Town, you're watching from Bardstown right now, it's probably mostly just a cold rain. Some flakes mixing in there a little bit, but probably not a whole lot. You go over toward Washington County, over to Willisburg, Springfield, got a little bit of that cold rain there. If you're in our far northern counties in southern Indiana, I'm going to name off a couple locations here. Seymour, you are done. North Vernon, you're done for the most part. Bedford, you're done for the most part. Mitchell, you're on your last lap here. Paoli, you were kind of in that main snow band and that deformation zone. And I'll kind of map this out of where the highest snow totals are probably going to be. Is going to be right about through here. This is where the deformation band set up. And this is where you could see over 2 inches of snow, maybe upwards of 3 or so, and maybe even a couple spots that could have gotten a little bit more out of that because of that deformation zone setting up just on the northern side of that low. So, I mean, that is where the heavy snow is going to be. Louisville, it's not a huge snowmaker, but it is a higher impact, which is why that winter weather advisory was put in place. Let's see. Once it stops, will it stop or will it come back? Chelsea, I think it will. Once it stops, I think we will be done in Louisville, at least for a little while. I'm not going to route maybe some flurries tomorrow morning, but as we progress through the afternoon tomorrow, we should dry out. But it's important to note, Rick, that we're going to be below freezing tomorrow.
Yes.
So the question comes, it's like, all right, what about in Kentucky? If it falls as cold rain, do we have to worry about some of that freezing overnight? And it's kind of a difficult question to answer.
It is, because the rain would actually wash away the salt that's already present.
Yeah.
There's when we forecast, we try to put so many elements in our head and scenarios and who's dealing with what, because it's, across the area, conditions are different. We have more snow north, more snow ice combo south. And then you put rain into the equation where some aren't seeing any rainfall. It's really a north to south scenario. Could there be ice? Yes. On the plus side, rock salt works with temperatures like this. We were in a period of time where it was below 15, and the typical salt that you buy from, let's say, the hardware store, some of that probably wasn't that effective. And even the ones that had additives in it that, you know, allowed it to work at colder temperatures, that worked, but it was just so cold that it was testing the limits of some of these products. And now we're in a situation where the typical rock salt is going to work, which means if you wait until after this, if, you know, maybe you go to bed a little later, you can go outside after, when you maybe have some of that freezing light stuff, and just throw down some salt as a precautionary. That would just be, if it was me, that's what I would do, just to be on the safe side, because, you know, the family gets up early, walk outside.
Walk outside, you want them slipping. Yeah,
that would be the probably best way to avoid any sort of major issues here.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's kind of like Luke said, before you go to bed, just kind of throw some extra salt on there. And the fact that you mentioned, like, the type of salt is really important, because that's probably why a lot of people are like, why didn't the salt work this last week?
Yes.
Because it's so cold. Salt loses its capacity and its ability, I don't know what word I'm looking for here, its ability to do what it does. Thank you.
Yeah. Listen,
we both can't talk today.
We're having issues. Don't worry.
If you look a little closer here on this camera, especially down on the roads there, you can notice some maybe starting to cover up a little bit down there. It's definitely not completely covered over, but some of those like turning lanes in between the medians are getting a little covered up.
That's what it is. You're right. Every time you turn, you can fishtail a little bit, and you're right. You can see the grooves.
Yeah, you can see right along kind of the side of where the road is, right in the,
which is against the snowbank too, and that's you don't want to be stuck between one of those. I was gonna move the camera, Bryce, but then I was thinking, Mark's on.
He's just talking and just
I'm just taking on tours. So I avoided that.
Come here, like, what are you doing?
Yeah. I avoided catastrophe. Marty saying, glad I covered my car. Joseph asking about Sterling Riggs. Sterling Riggs is awesome. He's the man.
He's doing real estate. He loves it too.
Yeah, we miss having him here, but Sterling is a stand-up guy.
Yeah, he's awesome.
He's one of the coolest guys I've ever met. So absolutely. Brett saying these snowflakes are huge. Again, we have people asking from YouTube. I'm butchering this, Bryce. Help me.
Let me find it.
What would you say?
I don't know. W Mim. I don't know. I'm not trying to butcher it.
Okay, I tried. But will Jefferson County have school? We can't answer that. This is going to be a quick hitter.
Yeah.
Meaning there's a lot of time for the crews to get out and clean up and salt, which means the conditions will be restored fairly quickly. And sorry about your name. I apologize.
Yeah. Madison, Indiana has wrecks everywhere. So Madison was in one of those spots that got caught in that deformation zone. In that 1 to 3, maybe even a couple areas, it could have gotten a little bit more. So that doesn't surprise me. I mean, if you get caught under one of those things, and that's kind of one of the things that we watched for with this last big snow that we had, was that deformation zone. Where was it going to end up? You know, look, and it ended up in Indiana. But when you have a huge snowstorm like that, you're talking about like 15, 20 inches of snow. And in this case, it just adds a couple more inches to it.
And the hardest part is the gradient.
It's like this thin on a
it's
map.
a couple counties wide, and it goes from sleet snow to heavy snow, which accumulates very fast. And getting that exact line crossing counties, it proves to be difficult. Leading up to a storm, we can get as close as humanly possible.
Right.
But there's still, there's still the element of nature doing what it wants.
Dude, sometimes it just does what it wants.
Doesn't follow every single rule.
Yeah.
And that's just something that you have to. I would say meteorology, love the science. It's something we both are passionate about.
Yeah.
And that's why we all work together. And it's kind of cool to work with so many passionate meteorologists.
Oh,
typically, there's shops where people aren't as interested, but we all have this. We're all a little crazy.
We all have a drive.
I mean that in a nice way.
That's a good point. And Mark will tell you the same thing. Like when we do
crazy passionate.
When we do tornado coverage, it's like we all are working together collectively as a team, but it's almost kind of like we're all very competitive as well. So it's like who can spot the tornado damage signature first? Not that we ever want that to happen, but the fact that we all know what to look for is important, and that's really what makes us mesh well together.
Yeah, well, helps keeps us in check too, like as a group.
Because I mean, 5 pairs of eyeballs is better than 1.
Absolutely. Someone's saying Snowmageddon 2026, Sandra. That's hilarious.
Look at the roads up in Seymour, by the way. It was snow. I will tell you right now, it was snowing about as heavy there as it is in Louisville now. About an hour and a half ago, 2 hours ago. And now look at the roads.
Ooh.
They're good to go.
Yeah.
They're wet, so I mean, they can be a little slick.
That's that window we talked about.
Exactly. So the roads will be rough for a little while. I don't think they're going to be rough all night long. The only bad thing for Louisville is it's got here when everybody's on the road, when the roads are probably going to be at their worst. So, yep, absolutely.
Diana's saying her road is still covered.
Yeah, my neighborhood road is covered.
Guy on the right, your fit is okay, I guess. I don't know what that means. Who's on the right?
Am I on the right?
I think that.
If they're facing me? No, you're on the right.
I'm on the right. I don't know. I'm here. My fit.
Oh, man, I love streaming so much.
I don't. Sure. Can you talk about how the snow will affect the roads that are still not cleared from the last snow and ice? Well, unfortunately, Janelle Atkins, this is just going to add on to that.
Yeah.
It won't add on much. And we've seen a lot of melting happening today. It's just going to basically add another ½ inch, maybe up to an inch of some slush is what it's going to do. And then it will freeze tonight.
Yeah.
And then it will start to thaw out, not tomorrow, but in the days to come, since we have many above freezing. And it's just, it's the overnight lows that I don't like as much, Bryce, because we thaw out and then we refreeze at night.
Yeah.
And then we thaw out and we refreeze. And that constant pressure of the ice expanding is why I'm saying we're going to have pothole problems. And I said it once before, but that certainly leads to it. And every time, once we have a big winter storm, tons of snow, the plows are out there, they're clearing it. But you can imagine having, big, heavy snow plow on those roads. You're going to kick up some chunks. You're going to create cracks. It just is an imperfect situation environment for Pothole City.
It can tear up your driveway.
Rick is on the right. Okay, there we go. I don't know what that means, but I'm on the right.
Oh, man. Here you go. Mark needs to come to my neighborhood in his Santa suit. He'll melt the snow. Whoa. You should put a fire emoji on there.
Wow.
You call Mark hot? You just call Mark hot? Is that
Music
what you
is Life 76. It's out for you.
Is romp him?
Oh.
Man.
You can't unsee that.
I don't think he even has it anymore.
I don't know.
Maybe he keeps it. I don't know.
I'm not talking.
He's my boss.
He's our boss. We're done. We're done. Man, I'm so old. Y'all remember the guy that was on before? Sterling Riggs, the old guy. He was bald. I don't know. Joseph. I should know his name.
Bergstrom.
Is it
Bergstrom?
I don't know. Is it?
He is hot. Okay. Everybody cool down. You need to step outside. You need to step outside and cool down a little bit.
All right. So listen, any last questions?
Yep.
Before Bryce and I just get carried away, we're just doing our own thing. So any last questions that we can answer to help you and get through the rest of the evening, maybe tonight, tomorrow morning. Not everyone works a regular shift.
Sure.
So if you have any questions out there, we would love to help you out.
Bardstown, we know we do snow maintenance out here, and should we be, I don't know if that was, I think it's supposed to be concerned. Or consider, I guess either one works.
Considered.
Yeah. Bardstown, you're kind of on, and I'll pull the snow total map up again here. You're kind of on the fine line here to where if you do get any snowflakes, I'm going to tell you right now, it's probably not going to add up to be a whole lot. We've got you in an up to 1. That means a 0 to 1. You're probably going to have some snow mix in there here in a little bit, but with this thing pulling east, it's going to be hard for a lot of this to get far south, which is why we have that mainly rain line so far north. So, I mean, if you're a snow removal business, I don't think this is quite that scenario in Kentucky. You know, you go up toward Madison and where that little deformation band formed, then maybe you're talking about it.
Right.
Yeah.
We saw how quickly the roads improved in Seymour. Just once the intensity stops,
you
know, it just kind of melts.
Yeah.
Snow and Valley Station, a lot of people from YouTube, thank you for subscribing. Do us a favor, pass the good word along. Let people, your friends know, your family know, anyone who's interested in weather, just someone who's a fanatic. Let them know that we are here, and we cover Louisville specifically and surrounding counties in Kentucky and Indiana. But that doesn't mean we can't answer questions outside of that.
Exactly.
And that's what we're here for. So do us a favor. Like his page on Facebook, like my page, because that way when we go live, it's usually someone's with Mark. It tends to be me, but sometimes it's Bryce. You know, we had that snow over the weekend.
Yeah.
We had Juden here. We had Mark in here. Yeah. We also have Matthew. Yeah. So as a unit, as a team, we all work together and go hand in hand. So if you can just cover the whole basis, like us all, and that way
you won't miss anything.
You won't miss won't miss a thing.
And it's a cool thing you mentioned. Like, I mean, I know on TV, our station, it reaches a certain area via satellite, but I mean, on here, you have a question about Oregon, ask us ahead of time. We can address it, or I mean, ask whenever, and we can try to answer it to the best of our ability. I don't know. That's just the first thing I thought of. I don't know Oregon, Florida.
We've been thinking about Oregon lately.
Well, we had falling iguanas up and down in Florida.
We did. We had
a whole bunch of them. We did
those the iguanas. They're cold blooded. They're not native to there. Not used to the cold like that. And that was some extreme cold.
Yeah.
There were Gulf effect flurries.
Isn't that crazy?
Isn't that
crazy? It was in Tampa?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty wild. That's how far south the cold got. And Bryce, I don't know about you, but I was turned on Facebook last night, opened up Facebook, turned it on, whatever. And I'm scrolling through, and it's like the polar vortex, all these crazy,
gosh, man,
like just outrageous.
One that makes me rip my hair out.
I don't do it. You're too young. It just sensationalized the polar vortex.
Look,
it's
a lot of these pages that are on Facebook, and I say pages because they're not meteorologists. A lot of these pages, not all of them, but a lot of them.
Pages.
A lot of the faceless. That's a really good point. A lot of the faceless pages, they're taking these model runs and they're just throwing the crazy ones at you. All right. And they monetize off that. The more clicks, the more likes, the more shares they can get, the more they monetize off of it. And the more money that they can make off of it. So find somebody who's an actual meteorologist, stick with them, find somebody you like, whether it's us, whoever. If they're a degreed meteorologist, find them, trust them, stick with them, and it'll do you much better in the long run.
Just don't get caught up in the nonsense on social media. You get bombarded with a bunch of junk, and it drives me insane just to think that people may read that and believe it. I mean, how else would you know? It's just.
I mean, if you don't have a degree in the science, it's like you don't know. If you don't look at weather every day, you don't know.
Yeah, and most people, I think, just want to know the weather and say, "All right, tell me the weather."
Amen.
Get out of my life and leave me alone.
Leave.
Yeah. So
which is fine.
That's why we have TV, and this is a different scenario. This is more of a chat. I forgot who said, but someone said this is actually a vibe, which.
Good.
Which
we're not really limited. I mean, we're limited in some capacity, but. We're not limited complete like we are on TV. I mean, we can sit here and talk about whatever, you know, and that's a good thing about TV is you can't ask questions really while we're live on TV, and here you definitely can. So a couple more questions. And then
we'll wrap things up. So let's see.
Hi, Cece.
You got Bryce. Here, you want to pick the first question here? We'll do several more.
All right, let's see. Sleet mix in Elizabeth, Indiana. Wish we were getting the big old flakes. Okay, Amy, that's a good point. Let me pull up radar here, and we'll take a look a little closer at Elizabeth, Indiana. So this is why your reports are so important. So you see radar with Elizabeth, Indiana right here showing just some light snow. But we're getting a report from Amy Lynch on the ground that's saying it's mixing in with some sleet. And that's why we're not really too concerned with a whole lot of snow here, really at all, because a lot of that sleet's going to mix in and it's going to eat up at all that precipitation falling. That's going to knock that down a lot.
Right. So. Get another question from Sarah. Outlook for the roads tomorrow. I would say with temperatures below freezing, we're seeing the snow falling and then it's melting. And that means the salt is a little bit diluted. So if the snow-covered roads, which have already had snow on them for the past week or so, they haven't been touched, they're not going to be touched.
Right.
But the main roads, if there's any sort of slushy accumulation, what the road crews will probably end up doing will be just push that out of the way, throw down fresh salt, and the road should be good tomorrow morning. Now, I would say neighborhoods, watch out, because there could be some icy spots for sure. But the main roads, because the crews have adequate time to get outside before the Wednesday morning drive, we already see snow showers in southern Indiana where the snowfall rates were intense earlier before. They're going to have time to clean stuff up, get it back to where it was. It's not going to be any better than what it was, but at least we're going to restore, the typical main interstates are going to be good. They're going to be salted. Temperatures, while they're in the 20s below freezing, they're not so cold that the salt is ineffective. Yep. This is going to be a cleanup process that they have plenty of time to take care of. So yes, during the morning, the roads, how they were before this, should be back to that. But the sidewalks, when you leave your house, most people probably shoveled already. Maybe, just down along the driveway. Watch out, because that could be slick.
Yeah, and to allude with that, Crystal Watson's asking on Facebook, do you think the wet roads will be black ice in the morning in Bardstown? So Bardstown's one of those locations further to our south that could get a little bit of freezing drizzle late tonight. I would say maybe a little bit further south of Bardstown.
There's fog, too.
Yeah.
That's the thing. So there could be freezing fog in our southern communities, which
down to the parkways,
right, which creates black ice. Now the northern extent of that's still a little unclear. We have a dense fog advisory for Adair County. Could it drift north? I'm gonna actually, if you want to take the next question, Bryce, I'm gonna check in on some of the high resolution stuff to see, how much fog we're gonna get down there.
Let's see, Taylorsville, Spencer County, Kentucky. So Jackson, a lot of that's moving through right now. Give it about another hour or two, it'll start to come to an end. Same thing with the roads there. Sleet and rain in West Point. Kara, thank you. Again, your reports really, really, really help us out, especially when radar's having some trouble picking up on what is what. Will it be here in E-Town? Shia Thompson's asking. So E-Town is a little bit further south. You're probably going to have a lot of cold rain, cool sprinkles trying to mix their way in. You'll probably get some flakes, but you'll be under an inch of snow. And that does include Louisville as well. Again, this isn't a big snow, but it can cause some issues. Any of that cold rain that falls, it's always a hard kind of question to answer whether or not it will freeze on some of the pavement, because we do get cool. But the good thing is that while we go below freezing tonight, we're not really happening what's called a flash freeze. We're not going from 40 and rain to 18 and freezing within a matter of like 12 hours. That would be a flash freeze. That's how you get everything to stick. It's a kind of ice over on those main roads. So at least it's not a flash freeze, but we're still below freezing.
Good point. Yeah, and I just looked at some of the high-res stuff. If there could be a little bit of fog in Hart, Greene, Taylor County, surrounding Adair County, if you live around there, the possibility is certainly there, and that would lead to some black ice. Bridges, overpasses, on and off ramps. Elevated surfaces. Take your time.
Well, Richard Essex was on at 4 at the top of the 4. He was on a little overpass overlooking 65 near Scottsburg, and the overpass, that bridge there, completely covered with snow. Interstate was fine. So you got to watch those elevated surfaces.
Proves a really good point.
You got to watch elevated surfaces. You can't see more than a half a mile in the Hillview area going toward Bullitt County. It's that visibility issue that we talked about. Let's take a couple more here. Anybody have any more? Heavy snow still in Henry County.
And thank you guys so much for joining us here today. We really appreciate it. Here's the deal moving forward. usually we have these videos different times, but when there's something happening in Louisville and we can get in here to help walk you through it and answer questions, that's what we're going to do, which hopefully can kind of just train you a little bit and just allow you to know that, okay, there's something happening that's important, check in with us.
Yeah.
Because chances are we're going to be in here doing what we do, and that is getting you through every single little, you know, even if it's just a little bit of snow, quick hitter, we can help walk you through that so you know what to expect and you're not caught off guard.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's the purpose. I know getting caught off guard is the worst.
It's awful.
This is a good way to avoid doing that.
Absolutely. Thank you guys for all those sweet comments. We appreciate it. I think we've answered about as many questions as we can get. I don't see really any more rolling in. So thank you guys for joining us. Seriously, as Rick mentioned, you can like Rick DeLuca on Facebook, myself, all of our weather team. You'll get a notification. You can set notifications on for Facebook whenever we go live, any of us, because we kind of switch in and out, like you said.
Yeah.
So if you're heading out this afternoon, if you have to, take it easy. The road should improve through the evening after the snow ends, but it's going to be snowing for about an hour or two more, maybe a little bit further than that, across